Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader. It's Tuesday, September the 11th, and you know what day that is. But anyway, these are the charts of the day at thetechtrader.com, and I'm going to focus on the long side because there's so many of them. The market had an okay day today. It wasn't great, but there was an awful lot of stocks that we followed that did well. Achillian, it's waking up. Now, if you remember, the stock we loved here on the head and shoulder break right out there, and it ran all the way up from about the 5.5 level up to eventually to 12.5, about 150% gain in the past 6 weeks. It then formed this big wedge, but broke down in April, and then went flat and had an ugly 3-day decline out of this base pattern here before reversing. Consolidated above the moving averages and then broke out today, taking out this entire line of the last 4 months and maybe testing, and it's something to watch, this major declining tops line and lateral price resistance. If it gets up through, say, 8.25, 8.5, this thing could fly. Anyway, keep an eye on it. The levels to watch are right just above, as I said, but if it gets through that, my target then would be about 10.75. Today was up 46 cents or 6.3% on 1.2 million. CTIC had a big follow-through day. Major declining tops line, which is the third day in a row of spectacular movement on the stock. Having gone from $1.80 to $3.68, it's exactly doubled in 3 days. Now, it's probably overbought short term, but I wanted to show you the extension of this move. And today, volume was 12.9 million. That's huge for that stock. We may very well get this up towards the $4 level before levels offer consolidates. But keep an eye on this one for a pullback consolidation, and when it's and a setup for higher levels. Swing trade EGHT had a stellar day, up 6% on 36 cents to close at the high for the day, going away on nearly 2 million shares traded, 1.9 million. But more importantly, the consolidation of the last several weeks was taken out, and our swing trade's on its way. I'm raising my target now to about 7.25 a half year. Let's call it 7.25 coming up, and then beyond that, we're looking at 8.25. GMCR, well, this stock's been on a tear since it broke out of the head and shoulders bottoming pattern here. You can see the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder, the neckline here. And what's interesting about this pattern is that the middle channel line was broken with a thrust, and I'm looking for now a test of that zone between 35 and 37. Could be really interesting short term. Love to see it though pull back and give you some kind of flag or entry level opportunity, but there you have it. Hovnanian, this junior builder, which was lagging with some of the others, and I pointed that out a couple weeks ago, in the last couple of days has broken solidly out of this wedge pattern up to resistance. Now, it backed off 3 days ago, looked like maybe a reversal day, but today it blew back through it, up 29 cents or 8.7% on over 10 million shares traded. So at this point, it wouldn't shock me if it continued to move up and reach somewhere up in that $5 range, my short-term or intermediate-term target. Let's say secondary target. Short-term is about 4.25. IMH is absolutely as strong as you can get a stock, and it's in motion. The stock popped out of the wedge from the 3-day flag, exploded again from the 3-day flag, and popped again today. Now, it didn't exactly explode through the 863 range, but if it does, I'm looking for a $10 stock coming up. LNG had a big day today. Let's take out some of these lines and you can see what happened here. Basically, it popped out and through key resistance across that line, which has held it back for quite a while. If we get any kind of continuation move, and the volume was nearly 15 million, the biggest in 3 months. So this is an indication we could see some carry forward. And if we do, I'm looking for a test of the 1885.19 zone. Beyond that, if we get a real big move, we could see the stock even up to the mid-20s. That may take some doing, but it'll depend on volume. Nuance, looking very good after the big decline, rally, and retest. A double bottom was formed. It ran up through resistance and then formed a little flag in here that held the moving averages and moved back up to test the high. Today it popped through, jumping 42 cents. Wasn't a lot of movement, but the volume picked up to 6.8 million, and it looks to me like this stock may make a run at the 26.5, 27 zone. RDN, big move this week, and last 2 days of last week. Take a look at the last 4 sessions. When it exploded through here, it ripped with volume. Not only that, it then went to test that line and moved through that as well. However, at this point, I believe we're at a key level of resistance that, if taken out, can result in a very big explosive move, but it wouldn't shock me if it backed off in here. One to keep an eye on. Beautiful big base pattern. Well, Reddit is on the move, finally, after months and months of squalling, whatever you want to call it, stock, which is in a major downtrend, finally reversed sharply, perhaps on some short covering and bargain hunting, and today's pop got it right up to key resistance at that line. Closed there, terrific close today, right near the high. 19% gain, almost 750,000 traded. That's the biggest volume all year, and I think the stock may get some carry forward up to maybe even 5.25, but could see a pullback first as we're near key resistance in here. Keep an eye on that one. SIFI as well, the sister stock, in that they both tend to run together because they're Indian internet companies. The lateral price resistance was taken out after the declining tops line was taken out and completing the base pattern today. Let's see if we can get some carry forward. The next target's about 3. Secondary target would be about 350. SLCA, after breaking this declining tops line and running up to that line, we then backed off and formed some sort of a little left shoulder, head right shoulder. This was a breakout day today as it jumped $1.11 or 8.75%, and volume increased the best in about a month. Looking for a move to test the 1590-16 range short term. SSH has been on the move the last couple of days. You can see the move it's had recently. Above the moving average after breaking out through the declining tops line. Remember this big pop in July? Well, it's been a couple of months sliding, getting very quiet and narrow, and now the pop. Looking for a test of the 13.5-14 zone coming up. And lastly is UNG, as the ultra-long ETF for natural gas broke out of its declining tops line and through lateral resistance today with the breakaway gap. I'm looking for a move to 21, 21.25, or possibly as high as 22 and change, but the secondary target is going to be around 24. And that's it for tonight. Good luck tomorrow. Take it easy.